Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to go a little bit more in depth with the new operators available in Rainbow Six Siege Dustline DLC. And that is Blackbeard and Valkyrie. Also, if you'd like to check out more information regarding Rainbow Six Siege, there is a link at the top of the video description. As you can see in this clip, I'm playing the new border map and I've got Valkyrie's little MPX with a very sweet camo on it. I was tricking out the weapons in this game. There are so many cool customization options, as I covered in my last Rainbow Six video a little bit, but I've been able to play around with them more now, and I really do enjoy the whole pimp my character aspect of the game now. Valkyrie also has the new Spaz 12 pump action shotgun. All pump action shotguns have been increased in effectiveness, and that means the Spaz 12 is going to be a bit better than you remember previous pump actions being. It should be more in line with current pump actions, but they've all just gotten a lot better. So she has the option to go very close quarters exclusively with the Spaz 12, which actually is a very good fit for her given all the cameras and basically her ability to have the best intel in the game. She can get up close and personal if she really needs to. And here's just an easy example of showing off how useful her cameras are. I've hidden it in a stairwell. This guy doesn't know where it is. He can't possibly know where it is. I didn't spot him, and then I'm just able to easily peek and get the kill. Popular entry points like the garage here, I'm able to easily sneak a camera into the corner and basically tell my entire team when the enemy team is attacking, when to shoot through walls, all that kind of stuff. Her ability is just so incredibly useful. I feel like she's almost like a staple now on the defensive team. I can't imagine running without her on some maps. Perhaps maybe some of the simpler maps where the cameras aren't as important, but then again, Rainbow Six is all about intel. It's about knowing where your opponents are and getting the drop on them. Now, her camera placement is important. Sometimes you can just put it blatantly out in the open. I find a lot of the times people don't notice them or see them, because usually when you're going down a corridor or a hallway, you've got your crosshairs aimed on where you're expecting somebody to peek, and you're not necessarily looking around the environment as much. People might start adapting their playstyle to this a bit more and looking for those cameras, but at the moment I've had a lot of luck with them. Something you can do, and something that I do a lot, is place them like right over a door so that when somebody's entering a room, they're never going to look straight up. I mean, that's going to be very uncommon. And so basically you can always notice when somebody's entering that room, and you'll always have an idea of who's attacking and at what point. Some maps, especially the very choke pointy maps that don't have as many entrances into, say, the hostage room or wherever the enemy team needs to go, allows you to basically get a guaranteed spot or confirmation on where the enemy is going to come from before you actually have to engage them. So you can always have the leg up intel-wise. Now, her MPX is not a bad little weapon. It's capable of getting decent headshots just like any other fully automatic SMG. The longer you hold down full auto, the more erratic the fire pattern becomes. And if you know that you're just going to be doing CQB, then the Spaz 12 is more than enough. Valkyrie is honestly the perfect team character. If you're on comms, if you're communicating well, even with randoms, you can do so much work to letting your teammates know exactly where the enemy is coming from. Now, switching it up to the attacking team, we've got Blackbeard. He's not necessarily the biggest team-oriented character in the sense that he doesn't have abilities or gadgets that help out his teammates as much. He's more of a one-man wrecking crew. If you've got a hallway and nobody's flanking him, it is hard to deal with Blackbeard. You have to go for body shots, groin shots, leg shots, whatever you can get, because you're not going to get a headshot as long as he's looking at you. And you'll notice from my gameplay here, whenever I get a bullet that lands in my shield, that's potentially me being dead right there. I don't know for certain if every bullet that goes into the glass shield is a guaranteed headshot, but there's definitely some of them where you're like, yeah, I probably would have died right there had I not had this ballistic shield right in front of my face. One of his strongest areas is window peeking, because when he peeks over a window, you can basically set it up so that you're only exposing your face, only exposing the shield of the weapon, making it nearly impossible for your opponents to actually hit you and cause you damage. So he is absolutely great for repelling and window peeking. Also, if he's just leaning around a door jamb, I mean, he can obstruct most of his body as is. People are going to have to adjust their aim. So much of this game has been training and learning to aim for headshots and going for the headshots as fast as possible, and then all of a sudden running into Blackbeard, you put half your mag into a shield and you're like, wait, what? And then you're usually dead by the time you figure it out. It's going to be a bit of a learning curve to figure out how to fight this operator appropriately. The one balancing aspect of him is that he just doesn't have any gadgets that are good for like breaching or intel or anything like that. He's just a wrecking machine designed purely for combat. I absolutely love playing as Blackbeard because you just have this sense of security whenever you know where the enemy is. You just face forward, aim at the enemy, and you're usually doing all right. That being said, I've died plenty of times with Blackbeard, as flanking is the name of the game in Rainbow Six Siege, or just people knowing that it's me and getting a good body shot with a shotgun on me, or peeking around a corner and hitting me in the feet or something like that. Like, there are ways to take him out. It's just if you don't know that it's Blackbeard when you come around the corner and you put your shots into his face, that's when you run into some problems. Now, just like any other shield-wielding operator, C4 is a pretty good counter to Blackbeard. Also, using Valkyrie is a very good counter. If you have a good Valkyrie player giving you great intel and you can locate Blackbeard, let your team know that there's a Blackbeard in a certain area of the map, flanking becomes more viable. And I've already seen a lot of people doing some crazy flanking maneuvers to try and take me out or take out Blackbeards. They'll go outside the house, try and get around behind you. It's a big aspect of trying to fight him. I mean, he's not as impenetrable as a shield wielding class, but having that assault rifle combined with a face shield is just a lethal combination. And I highly recommend trying him out the first chance you get. Now, in case you weren't aware, Season Pass holders get the new operators and all the DLC for free, and they also get it a week earlier than anybody else, which is why I'm playing him right now. But like all the content in Rainbow Six Siege, you don't necessarily have to buy it with getting Season Pass or anything like that if you don't want to. If you play a lot of Rainbow Six Siege and you build up renown, you can spend that renown unlocking the new operators. And it shouldn't be that difficult to do for a dedicated player. I think one of the coolest aspects of the new DLC coming out is that they add operators to the game that change up the metagame significantly. I mean, we talked about Valkyrie adding a huge amount of intel to the defensive side, and Blackbeard is adding a huge amount of offensive power to the attacking side, and this changes up the metagame, but not just on like new maps or new content. I mean, we do get the new map and the operators work well on that map, but you can take them into the old map and the old game modes. So it's really just fun to see how you can change up strategies on the pre-existing maps with the new operators, and it breathes a whole lot of life into pre-existing maps again, and you're like, oh man, I can't wait to try out this new strategy with these new operators on this map that I've already played like 100 times. Anyway, that kind of wraps it up for this Dustline operator overview. They're both incredibly good. I highly recommend either saving up renown or getting the Season Pass to get access to these new operators. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.